Hello Flickering Myth family and welcome to our channel. My name is EJ and in this video we are continuing our look at this year's horror offerings. Yes, a new horror movie is coming out next week and I have a review for it today. We are talking about the movie Strange Darling. This is going to be a review that I almost want to keep shorter than my normal reviews because I want you to go into this movie like I did, with little to no knowledge. I absolutely love this movie, and I will say I cannot believe this movie is as disturbed, is as shocking, is as in your face as it is. This movie challenges you from the moment it begins until it ends. You are just being tested by a filmmaker of what you think, maybe the bias you come in with our own, ideas of society and how these roles are going to play out. You think you may know stuff and the movie completely flips it on your head. You even may see the flip, be like, oh, I get the movie now, and then there's a new layer added to it. I think Strange Darling is just one of the most interesting movies I've seen this year. When I talk about it being shocking and disturbing, I don't think it's like a Serbian film, a Martyrs, Tokyo Gore Police, any of these kind of more gory graphic movies, but this movie really sat with me. This is a complicated movie featuring, the ideas of consent, of kink, of journeys through human battles, of like, what does it mean for me to hate you and what will I do for this? It's complicated. There's a lot of human emotions involved in this movie, which makes it almost more complicated than anything. If this was a straight up like slasher movie, if this was a straight up normal serial killer movie, you would know how to feel. But my goodness, the layers that this movie has, you are completely thrown for a loop each and every time, and I think that's to me the shocking nature of it, the disturbed nature of it, because it truly tests you. It goes, oh, you think? Oh, and here it is, bam, in your face. I love movies that just don't want to play it safe, that don't want to follow the rules, the narrative structures. This movie is told in a non-linear fashion, so we're jumping around chapters of a story, and we're getting bits and pieces, and as we unfold this layer, there's a new layer coming up. That makes the journey so interesting. It makes it so fulfilling. I haven't watched a movie in a while that I sat, and at the end of it, I was like, wow, I feel like I had a whole meal. Like I had a 5-course dinner here. It gave me a little bit of a snack. It gave me a dessert. It gave me everything I wanted from an experience. This is a in-your-face, well-acted, brutal, graphic, sexual, scary, bloody. There's so many elements to this that make Strange Darling one of the movies you need to see this year. Writer and director J.T. Mollner is a filmmaker I'm not too familiar with, but my goodness, after this movie, I will be watching What You Want to Do. So a cat and mouse game. This is the lady and the demon. There is a woman and a man being the cat and mouse aspect of this thing. They're chasing each other, trying to figure out how to end this horrible scenario that they let themselves into. The woman is Willa Fitzgerald. You may know her from the Scream TV series. She was also on that Jack Reacher show. I love this actress, but this was to me her defining moment as a performer. She leveled up in a way I did not expect from this actress. Again, I like the Scream series. She's really, adorable in that first season of Reacher, but my goodness, this movie, there's moments where it's a quieter moment of just her kind of in a bathroom, and you are getting so much acting on this face. There is moments where you're seeing her process what the hell is happening, and you're like, feeling every bit of emotion and detail and thought that's in her head, it's on her face. That is such a beautiful technique as an actress, to make you feel things when you're not even saying words, when you're just moving your body. Body language is a key part of a good horror performance, and Willa Fitzgerald is giving me all of that. But my goodness, Kyle Gallner, you know him from Smile, Scream. He's this beautiful, hot man that I just love as an actor, and wow, his performance here, it's just terrifying. It's layered, it's complicated, it's sometimes more sweet and endearing than you think it would be, and then other times it is brutal and terrifying. He plays this role so well, and I thought I knew where his character was going to go. I thought I knew who he was, and each layer that unfolds in this thing, every time we jump to a different chapter, you learn something new about these characters, and I love that. I think, again, this is a simple plot, cat and mouse, chasing, one man, one woman, bam. That is kind of the bare bones of it. But the way these actors add layers with their performances with their subtle nuances, with a well-written script that, again, usually nonlinear stories, it feels like it distracts from the story and from the acting, but my goodness, it adds the extra layers you need, because you're like, oh, I know that smile that person's doing the first 30 minutes. Then you see that smile in the hour and 20-minute mark, and you're like, oh, different vibes. Oh, I don't want to be here anymore. I love movies that challenge you, that push you like this. And it takes good actors. Again, Kyle Gallner, Willa Fitzgerald. A round of applause. A round of applause. These are some of my favorite horror performances of the year. This is a year that has like Micah Monroe. This is a year that has, oh my God, Neil Tiger Free from First Omen. I mean, this is a wonderful year for horror performances. But wow, Strange Darling is up there with some of my favorite scares, some of my favorite horror, some of my favorite oh my God moments of 2024. The movie takes a moment to get you settled in. It's, again, non-linear, it's a bit strange, it's disturbed in the way I said it's disturbed. It's like a sick joke that you keep hearing a new layer to the joke and keep going, what? Ugh. My goodness, I want to say thank you to producer Giovanni Ribisi. You know him from his years in the Hollywood industry. Thank you for bringing this movie to light. But my goodness, thank you for your strong cinematography. Yes, Giovanni Ribisi, who we again know as an actor, as a filmmaker in this industry, he is a DP in this movie, and I liked his work, but there's a split diopter shot here. You may know them from Carrie, movies that have used that Brian De Palma camera vibe. My goodness, that split diopter shot ate me up in this movie. And it's a beautiful film to look at. I'm not I don't know if this was 35 millimeter, 60, I'm not a tech person like that, but I love the look of this movie. It feels new. It's a very modern movie. They use these great neon lights. It's a very, 2024 kind of set vibe, but it feels so classic. There's a 70s vibe to maybe the camera structures, the use of certain shots, like again, the Brian De Palma vibe, that it feels like a throwback. I love that retro vibe of cinematography, of the way we set up shots, the way we block, the way we have our actors, engage with the scene, with the camera, with the talent and the set that we have. But I love that it still feels fresh and new. Classic and fresh is hard to mix together. It makes this movie almost feel timeless. That's what I really enjoy. I think Ribisi's cinematography, the acting, and the writing and directing really make this movie feel like it could play in 1974. It could have been a 1989 release. This could have been a hit film in 1999, but it works so well this age, this time period. I think society, your own bias, your own stereotyping of humans will also play a factor in it too. So that's why that modern edge is really interesting. I'm so happy that this movie exists. I was excited for it when I saw the trailer. Kyle Gallner, I'm a big fan of him. But wow, Willa Fitzgerald's the one. Giovanni Ribisi's the one that I've never remembered from this. I'm just blown away by this movie and what they accomplished with this fun indie horror thriller that is unlike anything I've seen. Alright everyone, that is it for my review of Strange Darling. Check it out when it comes out in theaters next week. This could play well in theaters, it could play well at home. I just want you to watch this movie. I don't care where you watch it, in your phone, at an airport, around other people. I don't care, but watch this. This is one to watch this year. We've had a great selection of horror films, but make sure you're checking out Strange Darling. So what did you think of this review? What do you think of this movie? Check your check your feelings with me. Let me know how you feel. Check in. How are you guys doing? It's crazy over here. This is a brutal summer, so I'm so glad there's horror movies to let us unwind. Share your thoughts down below, give me a thumbs up, comment, all that jazz. Subscribe to Flickering Myth for more videos like this, and let's talk about Strange Darling right down there.